Joining us now to discuss the impact, the data, and what's ahead for this year's campaign is Celeste Flores. She is the director of U.S. and Canada Hub for Giving Tuesday. Thanks for joining us, Celeste.
Oh, thank you for having me, Trinity.
As I mentioned in the intro, giving in the U.S. alone totaled in at more than $3.1 billion last year, an increase from 2022. So why do these numbers, exactly what do they say about the resilience and generosity of donors, even in challenging times?
I think that you hit the nail on the head. It is about people coming together and the sense of community. And it does continue to grow. You know, Giving Tuesday started 12 years ago as a hashtag and just the notion of doing something good. And that has grown in 12 years to 106 countries and continues to grow just in the US, as you said, 3.1 billion. And that's just what's transacted online during the day, that 24 hours. So what we also see is that it's a kickoff to what is a giving season. Rest of the season, the rest of the year is a important time for nonprofit community who are raising funds for important programs locally. But it grows because it's the notion that anyone can give and everyone has the ability to give. While that number is impressive from a dollar perspective, as you said, there are millions and millions of people who are participating in ways that are meaningful to them. So that's donation of goods, donation of time, donation of voice and advocacy, and those things are just as important. And what all that does together, this collective giving day, is that your $10 with someone else's $10 makes a really big impact. And that's how we're seeing the day continue to grow, is that everyone sees themselves as the having the ability to give.
And Celeste, you're absolutely right. Millions of people from around the world participate. Specifically here in the U.S., more than 34 million people participate in Giving Tuesday. How has that movement managed to sustain and grow this level of engagement year after year?
Well, I think it takes a lot of actors and a lot of people and stakeholders, and I think what for one thing, time makes things grow. But I think here in the U.S. specifically, we have hundreds and hundreds of community leaders. That's what we call them, hand raisers, people in their communities who are building community-wide efforts in their local city, town, states, or for particular cause or other community that they belong to. They are building something that is collective, that gives everyone the opportunity to give. And we see more and more of those leaders standing up each year to say, we want to build something for our community. And I think that that is an important notion to hang on to during tough times, during good times. It is about community and it is about coming together. But more importantly, it's about leaders in their community saying, hey, we really want to increase generosity in our community. We're going to use Giving Tuesday as this kind of collective moment. But what we hope is that Giving Tuesday is just an anniversary and people are giving throughout the year and making it a lifestyle and a behavior, and then telling their friends and inspiring their friends and their families and their coworkers to continue to find things that are meaningful to them in ways to give back. But I would say community, I would say growing needs, unfortunately, in many areas. And then just the idea of collective giving. People who give during Giving Tuesday are giving because they love the idea of giving together. So that is why it continues to grow, and it continues to grow for organizations because of the needs of the organizations.
And
Their wait lists grow.
And speaking of growth and really building on that community with Giving Tuesday, now hosted in around, I think, 100 countries, how do you tailor the movement to resonate with diverse cultures and communities around the world?
It's a really great question. Thank you for asking that, because it's really important to say that it's the local leader. We in each of those countries, we have a country leader, and they are engaging stakeholders in their country to take this notion of a day to do good, make it their own within their relevant culture, ways that they give, traditions and ways that they give, and I mean, in some many places, it's not, the language is so different, the giving culture is different. The way that people collectively come together in community is different. So it's those local leaders and coming together to make something that is relevant in those areas. So a lot of areas, places, it's not called Giving Tuesday. It's in a totally different language, or it's in a phrase that is more meaningful than a Giving Tuesday in English in the US would mean in those countries.
And Celeste, the goal of Giving Tuesday is to bring the world together, as you said, through acts of giving. How do you measure the success of that mission beyond the impressive financial contributions?
That's a really great question. One, I think there's a lot of different ways. And what is success? Obviously, there's that binary way where we can count money that's donated online, and that's just in the US. We're working with other countries who don't have as robust of a gathering system on those dollars, to find out, to figure out those dollars. But we have a lot of surveying. Our leaders are capturing data as well, not only financial, but how many people are coming and doing activities, donating time, donating goods, and then also the stories. And so it takes a lot, a village, if you will, a global village, to bring all of that data together to understand the impact. And it's not just on that day, it's the impact that happens the rest of the year. And like I said, a lot of our country leaders are doing this round. There are 52 Tuesdays. So what is success and what is impact is far past the 24 hours of Giving Tuesday.
Thank you so much for all of that important information, Celeste Flores, Director of U.S. and Canada Hub for Giving Tuesday.